Psychetruth. Life, wisdom.
Hello, my name is Meera Hoffman, and today I'm joined with Katrina Rupman. This video is focusing on yoga for posture and for pain. So if you find that you're sitting at a desk, crunched over, or maybe you're driving a lot and you feel your shoulders, you get some neck tension, this is a great video for you. It's also great for low back pain. So favorite this video so you can come back and watch it again and again. We're going to get started by laying on our mats. So go ahead and get nice and comfortable, laying fully out on the length of your mat. The first pose that we're going to do is Matsyasana fish pose. So rocking from side to side, you're going to tuck your hands underneath your body, palms facing down. And you really want to try and work your fingers all the way down towards your toes as much as possible. And then also bring your elbows in together towards the midline. So you notice that it's already starting to kind of create a little rise on my chest. That's great. And then we're going to inhale and sit up into our forearms, looking at the toes. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your head back towards the ground. So just the top of the head, barely touching the floor here. And begin to take some nice deep inhalations here. And as you breathe into your chest, you're really expanding the lungs, expanding and stretching the intercostal muscles, and also bringing oxygen and energy into your body. So you can see in this pose, this is great for correcting rounded shoulders. There's a lot of energy in the back, just holding and pushing the torso up towards the ceiling, getting a nice curvature in the spine. Go ahead and take 2 more deep breaths here. Really filling the lungs with as much oxygen as you can. And as you exhale, releasing all that stagnant air, just breathing it out. 1 more deep inhalation again. And exhale, releasing. We'll inhale, tucking the chin in, and as you exhale, roll the back down to the ground and rock from side to side to release your hands. We're going to take a mini respite into Shavasana, corpse pose, so just go ahead and separating the feet a little bit, separating the arms, and just breathing into the full body, and noticing how that one pose already is starting to bring more energy and flexibility into your arms and your shoulders. And bringing the legs back together. We're going to bend the knees, bringing the feet to the ground. And you just want to check that your fingertips can touch your heels. Your hands are palms facing down alongside the body. And you're going to inhale, pressing the hips up to the ground, up to the sky. And if you want, you can interlace the fingers underneath the body and just gently roll the shoulders to position them more underneath your torso. So really engaging the legs. You don't want them to be separating out, but really keeping them in a neutral position and pushing the hips as far up towards the ceiling as you can. Getting a nice counter stretch in the low back. So in Matsyasana fish pose, we were really rounding and opening the shoulders, while in bridge pose, we're really rounding and opening the low back. Nice deep breathing here. One more deep inhalation. And exhale, releasing the hands. We'll slowly lower the legs and back to the ground, drawing the legs in. We'll curl them into the torso, making a nice little ball. You can rock from side to side. Really letting yourself feel the stretch here and the massage. And just really working. You can shift the weight so you're getting a little bit of a massage in the mid-back, or if the lower back feels good, you can do little circles with your knees. So as we're doing this, I just wanted to check in and ask, I know a lot of people are talking about standing desks now, which I think are a great alternative to just sitting all day. Another great option is using an exercise ball instead of your chair, and that helps kind of strengthen your core. So I was just curious, do you use a standing desk or an exercise ball? If so, do you like it? Do you use it a lot? Or do you have any other tips for us that are great ways to kind of bring better awareness to your posture as you're sitting at your desk all day? And slowly coming back to neutral here, we're going to extend the left leg down to the ground. And we're going to bring the right knee over that left side to come into a nice spinal twist. So you can see that Katrina and I are pretty close together, but if you wanted to intensify this stretch, you could bring the right arm out to a 90-degree angle. So I'm just going to be mindful that Katrina's there, but if I was doing this alone, I would just let the arm fall all the way to the ground. So breathing deeply, this is a great twist for the back. Kind of relieve some of the tension in the low back and shoulders. Feels really nice. And one more deep inhalation and exhalation here. And then we'll draw the right leg back up and in, bringing the left leg to join it. You could do a little in-between rocking, kind of reset the spine. And then we'll drop the right leg all the way down and bring the left knee over that right side. And again, just being mindful of your partner, that since I have extra room to open up that arm, really trying to work both shoulders to the ground and getting that knee to the ground as well. Another deep breath here. And then inhaling that left knee back in. You can bring both legs back into the torso. Rock from side to side. And then we're going to rock forwards and backwards. And as you're walking forwards and backwards, just being mindful of your spine. If it feels like it's too much pressure, maybe don't do it. We're going to come up to a seated position for our forward bends. So as you're sitting on your mat, your legs are extended in front of you, you're going to untuck any flesh from underneath your sits bones, and that's just going to give you a more stable base to sit on. You'll notice that my toes are starting to pull back towards my head. What this does is it engages the front of your legs and already begins to stretch the back of the legs. We're going to inhale, raising the arms up, really reaching to the sky. And as you exhale, just fold forward, letting your hands come wherever. So your hands may be on your shins, that's totally fine. Maybe you can reach your ankles, that's great. If you can reach your toes, you're welcome to put your first finger and middle finger around each toe and just use them as if you're driving or kind of pulling your torso down. So I want you to inhale and straighten the spine, almost to a 45-degree angle. And then as you exhale, bend from the waist, then from the mid-back, and then the upper back, letting the head come down last. And you'll notice that that's already begun to intensify this forward stretch. If you feel like you want to go deeper, you can always inhale and come out a little bit, and then exhale, fold down a little bit more. And you can see, even with myself, that I'm able to reach a little bit further each time we do that. Make sure that you're continuing to pull the toes back towards the head, and take some nice deep breaths here, always staying with the breath. So inhaling deeply and fully. And as you exhale, letting yourself surrender, releasing that oxygen. Notice with each breath, you're getting little micro movements closer towards the ground. And taking one last breath here, we'll release the hands from wherever they're holding and inhale, reaching up, and exhale the hands back. We're going to come into a counter stretch, inclined plane. So fingers facing away. We're going to inhale, push into the heels and the hands, and you can let the head hang backwards. If this doesn't feel good on your neck, keep your chin just tucked in, looking down towards your toes. So wherever feels good to you, taking a nice deep breath here. Exhale, releasing all that oxygen, and deeply breathing again. And then this time exhaling, bring the hips back down. We're gonna come into a couple more forward bends just to help release the low back, which I know a lot of people that sit at desks, your low back tends to get sore, achy after a while. We're gonna bend the right leg into that left leg. So my right foot is on the inside of my left thigh here. The knee is just falling out. If you feel like your knee has a little bit of pain, you can put a little pillow underneath here. Just any pillow will do to kind of help support that there. And we're gonna inhale, reaching the hands up again. And exhale, folding towards that left foot. So really just coming straight down on it. Toes are pulling back towards the head on that left foot. So nice forward bend here. We're only going to stay here for a couple breaths. So breathing nice and deep. Feeling yourself reaching further out towards that left side. And then inhaling, coming up. We're going to turn our torso over to the right leg, drop the left hand down, and then exhale the right hand over to that left foot. So getting a little bit of opening in the left side, in the right side of the low back here. You can start to feel, and I'm trying to rotate my shoulders up to the right side. So breathing deeply. And then inhaling, we'll come back up again. And exhale the arm down. We'll switch legs here. So extending the right leg, bending the left foot in. If you need to untuck the flesh from underneath the sits bones, feel free to do so again. And then we'll inhale the hands up. And exhale, coming forward to that right foot, just straight down on it. The right toes are pulling back towards the head. And as you inhale and exhale deeply, just letting your body fall further forward. Noticing you're getting a nice stretch throughout that right leg. Last breath here. And then inhale, reaching up. And we're gonna turn to face the left leg. The right arm comes down. We're gonna exhale, drifting the left arm back towards that right foot. So you can see I'm twisting open to the left. And what this does is it really activates and elongates all the muscles on this left low back. Feels really good. Another deep breath here. And inhale, coming back up. We'll exhale, dropping the left arm down. We'll come into our final forward bend pose. So bringing both feet together and then untucking any flesh from underneath your hips. You can pull the feet closer towards your body if that feels good, or if you need to have them further out, whatever feels good to you. So I like to have mine pretty close in. I'm going to interlace the fingers and scoop them underneath the toes, and this just gives my hands a holding spot. We'll inhale, elongating the spine, so you can see I'm using my arms to draw my torso forward and straight. And then exhale, bending from the mid and low back first, and then the mid back, and then the upper back. And lastly, letting the head come down. As you are in this posture, again, staying with your breath, letting the face relax, letting the neck relax. Really letting yourself surrender to gravity. Taking some nice deep breaths here. You can feel the opening on the inside of the thighs here. If you want to intensify this stretch, you can work your elbows out the legs towards the knees and apply a gentle downward pressure, and this will increase the opening that you're feeling in this stretch. This is called Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. And last breath here, nice deep inhalation. And on your next inhalation, we'll slowly roll up. Then using your hands, you can draw the legs together. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. You can also just rock the legs from side to side to kind of just open and relieve the hips. And then coming back into a seated cross-legged position. So this is a great video to come back to if you're experiencing any pain from sitting for long periods of time. Let us know if you have any questions about the standing desk or exercise ball, or if you'd like to see a video about that to maximize how you use those tools. And again, my name is Meera Hoffman, and this is Katrina Rupman. You can find out more about us by tuning into the Psychetruth channel. We have tons of great videos to help support you living a healthy, full life. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.